Welcome to another product feature episode by TST Industries. I'm Stephen Fox, here today with Brian Dexter of the TST engineering team to discuss the Undertail, Fender Eliminator, and integrated taillight system for the 2017 and up Honda Grom. Let's kick off this episode by answering the question of why. Why did we develop this system, especially when we already had a simple Fender Eliminator available for the Grom? Well, it's probably easiest to answer this question by going back to the time when we first received our 2017 Grom at TST headquarters. It was August of 2016. We unloaded this little bike and immediately put it through an inspection process of the parts we could start to make. Without a doubt, it was obvious Grom owners would want to remove the OEM fender for cosmetic reasons. I mean, I think the OEM fender is half the size of the bike itself. So we knew that was going to go. In a matter of days, we had developed a simple Fender Eliminator and closeout kit. It solved the problem of removing the fender and did it in a straightforward, cost-effective manner. Now, we enjoyed immediate success of this simple Fender Eliminator kit. People were just eating it up. So we started to move on, developing some additional parts for the Grom and even moving on to other bikes. The funny thing is, we saw our TST Grom every day, sitting in the shop area looking good. But without fail, we would do a subtle double take every time we walked past it. Something about it caught our eye. It was unavoidable. Our eyes thought the bike looked good, but they thought it could look incredible. And indeed, the tail section of the bike was just begging for more attention from us. So we had a quick meeting to talk about this with everyone, and in a matter of minutes, it was agreed this bike needed an entire tail transformation. It really needed the TST touch, developing something different so that Groms could be better. Without question, the 2017 Grom was an opportunity to go from good to great, an opportunity to deliver a system that would create genuine excitement for Honda Grom owners. We wanted to create a system built around the TST way of doing things, design without bounds, delivering unique aesthetics, quality construction, and bang for your buck value. So it was decided. We'd go back to the drawing board with our Grom, and one of the guys responsible for designing this transformative system would be Brian. So, Brian, let's now get into the start of the development stage for this system. Walk us through your work.
You know, the initial days were kind of interesting. We were in the conceptual stage of design. We had lots and lots of ideas flowing. How much should we change about this bike? Doing this might look absolutely killer, but would people actually be able to install that themselves? What was the right balance of looks, construction, quality, ease of installation, and cost? Our first concepts didn't really look anything like this final product. We actually ended up ripping out the stock taillight, and that was where we made our first big decision. We knew that the taillight system for the 2013 to 2016 Grom would look really awesome on this bike also, so we started to come up with undertail shapes that would really complement that taillight. After several attempts, we kept running into the same problem. Well, literally running into the same piece, actually. The OEM tip sensor was in our way. Our undertail pieces had to morph around this bulbous area that Honda had created to house that tip sensor, and it's kind of a silly looking design, so our undertails were looking equally as silly trying to fit around that. So this led to the second big decision. If our system was going to look awesome, the OEM tip sensor would actually have to move, and that bulbous plastic area that housed it would have to be trimmed off. It's a bit of a design risk because we do know some people are very hesitant to make an edit like that to their bike, but we knew it was necessary to deliver a kit that would be truly transformative. Plus, it was immediately apparent that the tip sensor could be moved to an easy installation location without really a significant change to its effectiveness, and trimming away this area of the Grom's subtray is a 5-minute job. Not to mention, we knew that if you did actually end up wanting to go back to stock, that subtray portion can be purchased for less than $10 online. So it was like day 3 of our design, and the Grom had actually looked like it had been murdered in the shop. It was missing the taillight entirely, the tip sensor was actually hanging off of the handlebars, and there was a jigsaw laying on top of the bike because we had just cut off that plastic bump that had actually housed that tip sensor originally. But This was a very exciting time for us. We were able to design a new concept that had almost no limitations now. We mounted one of the TST taillights to the subframe, started to play with clay a little, and in several hours we actually had our first Undertail shape. It was functional, but definitely needed a little bit more work. With that model, we were able to get some measurements, create a CAD model, and then actually continue to have more iterations. After each iteration, the shape was getting more and more aggressive, but at the same time, it kind of started to look like an OEM Honda part. Once the fitment of our 3D printed prototypes were spot on, it was cool to see that this part could fool someone as being aftermarket. It damn near looks like something Honda could have produced for this bike. I think we went through 11 major design iterations in total. Along the way, we got the fitment absolutely spot on. We added this neat angular section to really match the rest of the Undertail section that's on the Grom already. We worked on installation points, the mounting points, got the taillight mated properly, and added a surface texture to this Undertail that really sells the OEM look to this system. With this Undertail and taillight largely finalized, we started to think about license plate mounting options. This is always a tough thing to design. People's preferences vary widely. Some like their license plates up high, some like it tucked underneath the bike, some like a very particular angle. You get the point. Our conclusion, give them all the options. We created 3 different license plate mounting options for this system. 2 are fixed bracket designs, and the 3rd is an adjustable solution. There are 2 fixed options that you can choose from between a high mount location or a low tucked mount location. Then you have your premium adjustable bracket. This mount can actually be mounted to either the high or low positions, and you can choose the exact angle you want the license plate to sit at on your Grom. It's pretty slick. You can even add an extension kit to the adjustable setup to provide yet another axis and angle of adjustment.
Now, the last element here is that tip sensor. So how did you go about tackling that relocation?
That was actually pretty easy. Honda provided a really nice location in front of the battery that we could move the tip sensor to, and with that, we made a very straightforward bracket that would rigidly mount it in that area. My only caveat to mention here is that the 2018 models of the Grom are offered in an ABS version, and in this particular version, there's a slightly different mounting bracket system so that we could steer around that ABS system.
Sweet, dude. I think it's awesome for people to hear about all of the considerations that went into a system like this. Usually customers just see finished products as they are and assess it as it is. But when they get a chance to understand the challenges we faced, why we made the decisions we made, and what resulted, I think people can appreciate the final outcome more. All right, at this point, let's cover a few specifics for people and then wrap this up. Let's start with the taillight. Give us the 30-second rundown, Brian.
Sure. This taillight is a TST exclusive system. Cosmetically, it looks very, very similar to the 13 to 16 Grom unit that we offer currently. It is an integrated taillight, which means that it does offer your normal running and brake light functionality, but it also has an amber circuit inside that can serve as turn signals. Quick clarification for people, you can actually choose to use the signals in this taillight, or you could leave that circuit disconnected and choose to use dedicated pod signals. Shoot, you could honestly even run both at the same time. It would require a little bit of wiring, but it is possible, and the choice is ultimately up to you. So moving on, the light uses LEDs as the light source and has 66 of them packed in there. The running and brake light are standard functionality, but we hope to have a strobe brake light modulator available soon that can incorporate to produce a couple quick flashes when you first hit the brakes. Installation is simple with plug and play wiring connections, and finally, it's a high quality injection molded unit that's available in either a clear or slightly tinted smoked lens. As you can see, the smoked or clear, they're both very bright.
Looks killer, I have to say. And now how about the Undertail piece, license plate brackets, and tip sensor relocation kit?
The Undertail is constructed using a single piece. It is also an injection molded component. This let us make a design that is strong, complicated in shape for the neat aesthetics that we wanted to achieve, provides easy installation points, and remained really lightweight. Now this isn't some cheapo plastic piece. This is a high-end injection molded part that is equal in quality to the Honda fairings that you'll find on the bike already. For the license plate bracket, the two fixed options are laser cut and powder coated. And they're strong, functional, and very cost effective. The adjustable setup is CNC machined aluminum, black anodized on the surface, and can be mounted to either location, and can use the extension kit to add even more flexibility in your mounting options. All of these options here are compatible with TST's Stealth license plate light. Wrapping things up, the tip sensor relocation kit is actually laser cut and powder coated steel as well. Finally, the hardware in our system is all corrosion resistant and all constructed in a way that the quality is superb.
Nice. Now that the details have been hashed out, let's talk about some recommended accessories people should know about if they're interested in this system. I think the most relevant picks here would be the TST LED flasher relay, Stealth license plate light, adjustable Fender Eliminator extension kit, and our front flush mount signals. So I'll touch on the first and then let you follow up, Brian. So the TST LED flasher relay is a recommended accessory for this Grom system because the taillight incorporates the turn signals into the unit. And those turn signals use the LEDs as their light source. Now, why does this matter? Well, it's because the Grom uses a stock flasher relay that doesn't play very well with LED signals. So if you're installing LED signals for the first time on a Grom, whether that be in the rear through an integrated taillight like in this system, or on the front via LED flush mount signals, you'll likely want our plug and play adjustable LED flasher relay. You simply pull the OEM relay out of the bike and replace it with ours. Doing this simple swap will allow you to run LED turn signals without a hitch on the front, back, or both. All right, Brian, why don't you go ahead and cover the rest of these recommended accessories?
Sure. Let's start with the Stealth license plate light and the adjustable Fender Eliminator extension kit, as both of these accessories relate to the license plate portion of our new Grom system. Now, by default, our license plate mounting options for this kit do not automatically include a license plate light, and that's simply so that people have the choice to pay for one if they do want to, and not pay the extra cash if they don't want to run one. In the event that you do want a license plate light that will jive perfectly with our new system, we offer our LED Stealth license plate light. This is a small, bright, and easy to install light that was designed to get the job done without providing a lot of attention once it's installed. We want people to focus on the entire system here, not some ugly bulbous license plate light, so that's what you have here. It's cost effective at $14 or even less if you bundle it with the Grom system. And it will work with any of the 3 license plate mounting options. Moving on to the adjustable Fender Eliminator extension kit, this is simply an additional set of brackets and hardware that work with our adjustable license plate mount option. Once you install them, it provides an additional axis of rotation and positioning flexibility. Basically, it really allows you to tailor the license plate portion to any position that you want it to be in. And finally, our LED flush mount turn signals. This is a recommended accessory to go along with our Grom system because they really help clean up the front end of your Grom. After all, you do really want to transform the rear half of your bike, but you still have pumpkin-style turn signals on the front? I don't think so. So our LED flush mount signals provide a low-profile, simple, and cost-effective option.
Awesome. All right, I'll jump in at this point and discuss pricing along with alternative brand options available to you Grom owners. The kit here can be thought of as 4 components: the undertail, the tail light, a license plate bracket or Fender Eliminator bracket if you want to call it that, and a tip sensor relocation kit. Now, purchase options include the taillight lens color, either smoked or clear, and the license plate bracket style you're going for, fixed high, fixed low, or adjustable. The taillight lens color choice does not affect pricing, however, the license plate brackets can. The fixed high and fixed low options are both $120, and the adjustable version is going to be $160. If you're looking to include some of our popular recommended accessories at the same time, a package of the entire system, along with our Stealth license plate light and LED flasher relay, can be had for $145 or $183, depending on the license plate bracket you choose. The adjustable bracket extension kit can be had on its own for $15. For those watching this video, please keep in mind this pricing is accurate for October of 2017. Although we don't foresee it changing much in the future, it could. So, where does this pricing position our system in the market? Well, apples to apples, there's only one other kit available right now that we know of that offers a cohesive system like this, where the entire tail is transformed with a undertail piece, matching taillight, and license plate bracket. It's offered by Man in the Box for $155. Now, we respect the work Man in the Box does, but we don't think their system is amongst their best work, and we don't think our systems are comparable in engineering or aesthetics. They may achieve some of the same functions, but we don't think many would say the Man in the Box kit is on the same level cosmetically. Apart from this offering, the only other way to compare a similar kit would be to consider individual Fender Eliminator and integrated taillight combos. However, this is now apples to oranges, sort of. A combo like this wouldn't look nearly as transformative and cohesive as the TST Undertail unit. Nonetheless, just to throw out some figures, one of the cheapest setups would actually be our simple Fender Eliminator kit for the Grom, paired with an OEM replacement style taillight from, say, Moto Dynamic or Custom LED. We actually have one of the most cost-effective simple Fender Eliminators available today at $35. Just a Fender Eliminator from Vagabond or Moto Dynamic, however, would be $80. Then you have a Yoshimura Fender Eliminator coming in today at $140. Combined with a $78 integrated taillight from Moto Dynamic or $120 taillight from Custom LED, you can quickly see how you would get this mismatch of products and pay upwards of $115 to $260 smackaroos. All right, Brian, any last thoughts as we end this episode?
Just a couple of quick things I want to touch on. One, I want to encourage everyone to check out our installation video for this system. Bart, our main installation guy, will walk you through every step you'd need to take care of your Grom and completely transform the rear end. Two, we are currently at work on a strobe brake light modulator that can plug into our taillight. This is a popular feature request, and we're hoping we can bring this to the market soon and in a very cost-effective way. Three, for those of you watching this video, do not be afraid to trim your subtray. It's easy, and if you ever wanted to go back to the stock setup, a brand new subtray from Honda is cheap and easy to find online. 4, Honda is trying to make things a little bit difficult by adding that ABS version to their 2018 model year. Such things require small tweaks to our kit. Furthermore, we don't know what subtle changes Honda will add in the coming years, so the key takeaway here is please read our listing thoroughly to ensure you're getting the right parts for your specific Grom. We will explain any considerations as they come up in the future. If you own a 2018 ABS version Grom at this exact moment in October of 2017, we are finalizing a tip sensor relocation kit for you. Stay on the lookout for that.
Okay, to all of our viewers, I hope this episode was eye-opening for you. Although lengthy, I think we covered a lot of aspects to this innovative system we've developed at TST. It makes us thoroughly excited to offer this type of product to the industry. We hope it sparks some excitement in you too. Little by little, we think it's products like this that will help keep the motorcycle industry alive, and more than anything, that's what we hope to achieve. From Brian and myself, Steven, at TST Industries, thanks for watching, and we will see you guys next time.